So it's a quarter to 11 here on Wednesday, May the 21st. I think I'm all set up here, more or less. Just have to get coordinated with my camera and my light. See how that works. Focus. So, thought I'd get into 4G today. Hopefully you can see me. I don't feel like adjusting my tripod or anything, so call me a lazy bum if you must. Let me just see. I have to click over to my monitor, which means it'll start skipping. See how that goes. Yeah, a little bit more. Should be able to see my bodacious mug soon anyways. Not quite still. Okay, let me just do this. Like that. I should really do this before I set up, shouldn't I? Like logically. That would be the logical thing to do. But I'm not a very logical person. So there you have it. Alright. This is part of the thing about DIY, right? Setup time. Kind of like if you want to run a studio, you really do need time just to do cleaning, you know. So yeah, 4G. I'll have to get into one of the sort of issues I have with 4G, and that is just defining what 4G really is. 4G, by the way, stands for fourth generation technology. Every time a truly new technology comes out, we generally refer to it as a new generation. Oops. Sorry. I hope that wasn't skipping on you. Yeah, I was saying 4G stands for fourth generation, new technology. They say the key signature here with 4G, defining 4G, is the speed of transfer rate for data. I don't really think that's key. I think it's a characteristic, but I don't think it's the key characteristic. I do actually believe that there's a characteristic there that's grossly overlooked, and that is the user interface. So I'll get into that. And I like repeating that matter because I don't really I'm not really aware of anyone who really talks about that with 4G. And you'll have to forgive me, I got my notes over here and I refer to that so I don't go on, blabber on for too long. What I thought of this morning when I was just going over this, and it expanded into notes here, was the distance between using a personal computer and and using your more portable type device, and that the distance between how those are really used seems to be widening to me. So you have with a personal computer your continuous use of a computer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop, always on computing. And then you have your portable device, which runs by completely different dictates, but is always with you. Where back to 4G. Yes, the question I really have is what you're going to get because you have higher transfer rates. 3G was all about getting your email onto your cell phone. Higher transfer rates means that you can now get video streaming onto your cell phone. That means a higher transfer rate. Transfer meaning the amount of information. There's a lot more information in video than there is in something tiny like a So, as I claim, it is the interactive display on portable devices that really makes it more of a 4G technology. Maybe that's more of a North American perspective, I don't know. But the ultimate user interface is your interactive LCD, handheld PDA type devices, and of course the ones coming out today. Um, what I think we can do here, rather than berating one view of technology and supporting my own view of technology, is kind of asking ourselves after a year with the iPhone and getting into the G phone or the Google phone, what we're really learning here from these devices. If we care to learn about technology, that is, I think our connectivity with portables is distinct from our use of portable computers. And this is something I've also gone on about for years now. Uh, so, in other words, you don't have to buy a new portable 4G device computer every time some new fad in the hardware technology comes out. Buy yourself a good portable device that has the computer in it. The connectivity, for example, your cell phone, but also your wireless connectivity for your computer is separate and distinct. Okay, kind of feel I should get out my chalkboard and do this, but I think that's pretty straightforward now. And then, of course, what the computer, portable computer, to, and I don't mean a laptop, I mean, and using that to connect to a device that is strictly dedicated to wireless. I would say it's a highly politicized area. And also, I do believe there is this fundamental conflict between nationalization and whatever you want to call the more private oriented technology as it relates to cell phones and 802.11n, and which was very slow in being rolled out and hasn't been widely publicized or promoted, and even things like Bluetooth, which would be a form of connectivity for a personal area network. That's what that's actually called when you connect devices that way, a PAN. But anyways, um, the computer's the expensive part. The connectivity is basically the part I believe that should essentially be uh, paid for by society, really, because it contributes to communication. Um, the advantage also of having connectivity in a separate device here is that the device is now pared down. It is lesser in its computerization, or it is even conceivably non-computerized, right? With just your cards or your chips to do the connectivity. And so therefore it's cheaper than it would be to a very old way of thinking, a very desktop way of thinking, if you will. So it's dedicated this to issues like the politics of wireless connectivity and cell phone carriers, rather than how many songs it can hold and or its sex appeal, which is very important in advertising certainly and promotion of these devices, and or which form factor it utilizes, all of this sort of thing. So the newer ones come out, and we can get away from just simply filling landfill with microtic waste, right? Because what we're doing is we're just building more and more of these devices rather than trying to think our way outside of the box. Less surplus.